So just when you thought the man-hating couldn't get any worse, now apparently it's disgusting to post your significant other online having a healthy relationship. I'm sure you're not surprised, right? This article has been making its rounds on social media. Now, you might have seen this on YouTube or X, on Instagram, wherever, but this article is from Vogue. It's a little late to the party, October 29th of 2025. And the title of the article is "Having a Boyfriend is Embarrassing Now?"
Yes.
And of course, the question will be answered in this article. And spoiler alert, the answer is yes. The woman that you saw on the thumbnail is the author of this article. Her name is Shantae Joseph, I believe you see that correctly. And so I don't want to go too much into detail because this is a long article, but of course, as I read it, you will see the man-hating, the hating of heterosexual relationships and things like that. So I just want you to listen up, and by the time you get to the article, the end, or however long you stay here, give your thoughts in the description box, or in the comment section of what you think about this. All right, so we're just going to get right down to scrolling, and we are going to try to break this down a little bit and have some fun with it, if you will. So let's get started. If someone so much says "my boyf" on social media, they're muted. There's nothing I hate more than following someone for fun, only for the content to become "my boyfriend-ified" suddenly. This is probably because for so long it felt like we were living in what one of my favorite substackers call "my boyfriend land," a world where women's online identity centered around the lives of their partners, a situation rarely seen reversed. Now, we don't have to reverse this because women, if they're happy, they always post their significant other. So we don't have to, but of course, equality and all those kind of things. Also, this identity centered around, now we all know about this decentering men thing, okay? So that is also sprinkled in that statement. Women were rewarded for their ability to find and keep a man with elevated social status and praise. It became even more suffocating when this could be leveraged on social media for engagement and, if you were serious enough, financial gain. Of course, there's been leverage. Women all the time post their significant others on social media. They do tricks with them. They degrade them and all these kind of things. So it's not just, oh, well, we're going to post them and act like we're loving them and all this kind of stuff. You see plenty of couples content where the women are actually degrading these guys, all right? So let's not make it seem like they're just, that the content you see online that's being posted with these couples are just fun loving, because oftentimes it's actually not. However, more recently, there has been a pronounced shift in the way people showcase their relationships online. Far from fully hard launching romantic partners, straight women are opting for subtle signs: a hand on a steering wheel, clenching glasses at dinner, or the back of someone's head. On the more confusing end, you have faces blurred out of wedding pictures or entire professionally edited videos with the fiance conveniently cropped out of all shots. Women are obscuring their partner's face when they post, as if they want to erase the fact they exist without actually not posting them. Now, this is another trend you see sometimes, right? Of course, the straight women thing right there. We got the rainbow thing going on here because we're separating straight from other categories, right? So we got that there. Now, also, we got women that, they post hands on, like they post like two hands on the steering wheel, or, they're post two hands on a wine glass. Like, they're posting and they're promoting that they have a partner without actually showing this person. Like she said, partner's face being blurred out, or they got wedding photos and they're cropping out the man. This is also, I would say, degrading to men as well, but it still shows that they have a partner. And she obviously, from the sound of this article, she doesn't like that either. Okay. So what gives? Are people embarrassed by their boyfriends now? Or is something more complicated going on? To me, it feels like the result of women wanting to straddle two worlds. One, where they can receive social benefits of having a partner, but also not appear so boyfriend obsessed that they come across as quite culturally loser-ish. So now you're a loser if you have a boyfriend.
L for love.
They want the prize and celebration of partnership, but understand the norminess of it. So here we go again, downplaying heterosexual relationships, as you can see. Says Zoe Zamdui, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, writer and activist, of course. In other words, in an era of widespread heterofatalism, women don't want to be seen all about their man, but they also want the clout that comes with being partnered. Now, I had to look up this term of heterofatalism because I had no idea what that was, right? I had no idea what that was. And so I looked it up. It says here, heterofatalism is the belief that heterosexual relationships are inherently flawed and doomed to fail, leading to feelings of pessimism, hopelessness, or embarrassment about being heterosexual. This concept, coined by Asia Saracen, acknowledges that despite these negative feelings, individuals continue to engage in these relationships anyway. It's often expressed through humor, cynicism, or a performative disqualification with heterosexuality. So they're saying essentially that heterosexual relationships will all fail. This also leads women into the rainbow, okay? I just want y'all to understand that this article, that word, is another word that somebody made up in a freaking college dorm somewhere, or a college classroom, to basically say that heterosexual relationships are doomed to fail, which is going to push women especially to go into relationships that are of a different lifestyle, if you will, okay? So just so you know, putting that out there, right? And thank you to the brother, to my best friend that let me know what that was, because I had to look it up myself because he told me about it first because I didn't know what the hell it was. But it's not all about image. When I did a call out on Instagram, plenty of women told me that they were in fact superstitious. Some feared the evil eye and belief that their happy relationship would spark a jealousy so strong in other people that it could end the relationship. Well, that's not on them. That's on the people that's hating on your relationship. But people, or women especially, will internalize this jealousy and self-sabotage their relationship, in my opinion. Others were concerned about their relationship ending and then being stuck with the post. Quote, I was in a relationship for 12 years and never once posted him or talked about him online. We broke up recently and I don't think I will ever post a man again. Well, if you never posted him in 12 years, then why would you even say that I'm not going to post a man anyway when you didn't? I mean, that just sounds stupid, if you will. All right, it's just like this superstition that if I post him, we'll eventually break up, like buying a man a pair of shoes, right? Like getting a man a tattoo on your body. It's superstition, all right? I mean, if your relationship is going to fail, it's going to fail no matter what, right? Says Nikki 38, even though I am romantic, I still feel like men will embarrass you even 12 years in, so claiming them feels so lame. Again, another knock on heterosexual relationships and, putting in women's head that, doing these things will superstitiously tank your relationship, posing them, taking pictures with them, acting like you love them, things like that normal couples would do, right? That is somehow going to is going to be the end of your relationship. But there was an overwhelming sense from single and partnered women alike that regardless of the relationship, being with a man was an almost guilty thing to do. All right, so here, just read this real quick. Being with a man was an almost guilty thing to do. So what is the flip side of that? What is the solution for that, right? I'll tell you. Spoiler alert. Just get with the woman, right? It solves everything, huh?
I know the power of patriarchy.
On the Delusional Diaries podcast, fronted by two New York-based influencers, Haley and Jazz, probably both liberal, they discuss whether having a boyfriend is lame now. Quote, why does having a boyfriend feel Republican?
What is that?
So now having a heteronormative relationship is somehow Republican and therefore, how can I put this? Conservative. That because, liberal women, right, that they're, for one, they don't call them boyfriends and girlfriends, they call them partners, right? Things like that. And then, a relationship isn't just boxed into heteronormative, aka man or woman. It could be anything, right? And that's a slippery slope into something else, but I won't get into that, okay? Because people are trying to bring this in too, but you know what I'm talking about. Boyfriends are out of style. They won't come back in until they start acting right. Okay, here we go. The power dynamic on the other end. They start acting right. Read another with thousands of likes. In essence, having a boyfriend typically takes a hit on a woman's aura, as one commentator claimed. Funny enough, both of these hosts have partners, which is something else I often see online. Even partnered women will lament men and heterosexuality, partly in solidarity with other women, but also because it's now fundamentally uncool to be a boyfriend girl. So now she's crapping on women that have partners while at the same time trying to promote this women's first ideology, because that's what these women are doing, right? Saying, well, having a boyfriend is uncool and it takes a hit on a woman's aura, but at the same time, you have a woman. Same thing with Beyonce saying, to the left, and, Miss Independent, meanwhile being married to a whole man and a billionaire in Jay-Z for going on 2 decades now? Over 2 decades probably, right? So, there's that, but we know the culture, right? They're promoting this single woman crap. It's not just in the women's imaginations. Audiences are icked out by seeing too much boyfriend content, myself included. It seems, as indicated by my liberal use of the mute button. When author and British Vogue contributor Stephanie Yeboah hard launched her boyfriend on social media, she lost hundreds of followers. Even if we're still together, I wouldn't post them here. There is something cringy and embarrassing about constantly posting your partner these days, she tells me, adding that there is a part of me that would also feel guilty for sharing my partner constantly, especially when we know the dating landscape is really bad at the moment. I wouldn't want to be boastful. So now you feel guilty for posting your partner having a healthy relationship because you're scared to hurt single women's feelings. It's bull. But, I see what's going on here, right? And the fact that women are so boastful about being single that if you post your significant other, then you lose followers because somehow you lost your power by having a man or by having a healthy relationship. You see what's going on here? So now again, we're crapping on we're crapping on traditional relationships. We're crapping on the man-woman dynamic in general. That's also what's going on here, if you ask me. Sophie Milner, a content creator, also experienced people unfollowing her when she shared a romantic relationship. This summer, a boy took me to Sicily. I posted about it on my subscriber section and people replied saying things like, please don't get a boyfriend. She admits that her content perhaps becomes less exciting when she's in a relationship. Being single gives you this ultimate freedom to say and do what you want. It's absolutely not every woman, but I do notice that we can become more beige and watered down online when in a relationship, myself included. Once again, we are crapping on relationships.
Again?
We are crapping on the man and woman dynamic as well in these revelations. Okay? And everything that's bad about these relationships revolves around what person? The man. That I lose my aura when I get into relationships. I lose followers when I get into relationships. It's boring. It's lame. Okay? Beige, watered down. But all that revolves around the man. So if I'm single, right, or if I'm with another woman, then I'm great. That, I have more popularity. I'm stronger when I'm by myself. You see the promotion that's going on here? From my conversations, one thing is certain. The script is shifting. Being partnered doesn't affirm your womanhood anymore. There you go. Let me read that one more time. Being partnered doesn't affirm your womanhood anymore. It is no longer considered an achievement, and if anything, is become more flexible, more of a flex to pronounce yourself single. Well, they've been promoting that for decades now. And, well, here we are, right? It has become more of a flex to pronounce yourself single. As straight women, we're confronting something that every other sexuality has had to contend with, a politicization of our identity. Heterosexuality has long been purposely indefinable, so it's hard for those within it and outside of it to critique. However, as our traditional roles begin to crumble, maybe we're being forced to reevaluate our blind allegiance to heterosexuality. Now, Men, you can take advantage of this, right? Because women no longer want to be in relationships. So I'm sorry, it's going to be a needle in a haystack nowadays to find you a woman that really wants to be with you long term. So what you're going to have to do is either keep fighting for that needle in the haystack or get on with everybody else. I mean, I know you're going to say, well, it's tricky and all this kind of stuff, whatever, blah, blah. But it's going to be hard to find a woman that just wants love without, all this other rhetoric in between. That I still want to be single. I mean, that I still want to act single while being in a relationship. That I don't want to flaunt you. I don't want to post you. I just want to be in a relationship behind the closed doors. But in public, I want to be single. And a lot of people are doing that. Look at Cardi B. Look at Megan Thee Stallion. Well, not her anymore because she got a basketball player. So now she can flaunt it because she's with a rich ninja. Beyonce, she did that for a long time. All these women that are in relationships are all the while telling you that it's more fun to be single. All right. And all you dumb women are listening to it. You're eating it up like cake. Obviously, there's no shame in falling in love. Look at there. You're talking about both sides of your mouth. Well, you know what? But there's a catch to this statement too. There's no shame in falling in love, but there's also no shame in trying and failing to find it or not trying at all. As long as we're openly rethinking and criticizing heteronormativity, having a boyfriend will remain somewhat fragile or even contentious concept with public life. This is also happening alongside a wave of women reclaiming and romanticizing their single life. Where being single was once a cautionary tale, quote, you'll end up a spinster with loads of cats, which is still happening, by the way. It is now becoming a desirable and coveted status. Another nail in the coffin of a centuries-old heterosexual fairy tale that never really benefited women to begin with. So, it's becoming, I guess, it's more benefit to be single the rest of your life, which for some, I mean, that's cool if that's what you want. But what us men are saying is don't promote that to every woman because every woman truly doesn't want that. Now, if you don't want any children, if you don't want to be married no more, certainly that's your right. But to promote that every woman should be that way, that is a failure on our society. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. But let's end with that last statement. It is becoming a desirable and coveted status to be single. A nail in the coffin of centuries-old heterosexual fairy tale that never really benefited women to begin with. This article is selling women a dangerous image. That, you know what, don't worry about finding a husband so that you can have security and you can have, the things that you need to when you get older, you'll be able to be taken care of. No. You should go out there and be single, live your best life. And again, for those that want to do that, more power to you. But to promote this to every woman is eroding our society, is taking the birth rates, is making the children that are coming out here, these women are already on head meds and things like that. So the children that are coming out are not. You see what's going here, right, gentlemen? And women, if you're watching this, do with this information what you will. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about this article down in the comment section. And if you're a woman and you're watching this, do you approve of this? Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe button, and the notification bell, and be out of the door. And men, this is just another example, all right? Reality checks are free. See you next time.